Hi, my name is Adnan Hasbi, and welcome to an episode of Funny Finance Guy. Today's episode is going to be a bit special. I think you can kind of hear the Raya music at the background. We are moving. We are moving a bit more. Moving a bit more. Upscale with the whole studio setup, which is a joke. Anyway, with regards to this music is a bit disturbing me. Anyway, just want to do a small little recap as to what happened in the market and what positions can we take from all of these small observations we made during the particular week. So the first observation is yesterday, while going to the malls, I noticed that the number of visitors for malls have already increased. So that's actually good news, especially for the malls the REITs which hold malls. Maybe there are more and more people frequenting these places. But I think the most important number we should look at is how many or how much of sales these retailers have made during this particular point in time. We have to remember, when retailers make a sale, that's when they will have enough money to pay the mall owners. So it's not enough. So if we want to invest in the REIT sector, it's not enough for us to look at the number of footfall or the number of people within the mall. The next question we should ask ourselves is, are people frequenting these shops? So that's the first thing, and that's the roundup which I want to make. So during holiday seasons, as we know, I'm one of them, tak balik kampung. So I went to a mall, and as we know, this is the time when a lot of people actually go. It was not crowded, but it was okay. So like I said in my last episode, if you want to invest in REITs, especially those that hold malls, just be a bit cautious. There could be a small shift in the way people consuming. And once there's a shift with regards to the way people consume, the retailers within the malls may suffer a bit of drop in revenues. And when the retailers suffer a little drop, they may opt not to be in the bricks and mortar. They will move towards the online space. So that's the first observation. The next observation which I want to make and I want to share with you guys was, I think if you followed Funny Finance Guy maybe 2 months ago, you will know that I covered this particular episode on 5G technology and how 5G technology is going to be the way to go. But having said that, one or two of people actually asked me, what counters should one invest in? And during these 2 weeks, we could see one particular counter, I think it's XOX. There was some news with regards to them going to joint venture, or they're going to work with some companies from China to explore the 5G space. And we can see this particular stock from 6 cents, it went up to 20 something cents, 28, I think, I'm not sure. But should you want to invest in this stock? I have not done any research whatsoever on this stock, but I just want to share with you guys what I've observed. And sometimes when the news were to come out and when the news were to come in the open, that's where fund managers will take a position as soon as possible, before even the earnings come in. You don't want to take a position when the market has rallied and then you take a position just to see the interest kind of dissipating. So when good news were to come out, we can expect an increase in earnings. And like anyone that wants to take a position in stock, buy low and kind of sell high. But like I said, I've not done any research on this particular company. Should you ask me any questions, I have no opinion on this particular stock. The third observation which I want to make is that when I think, as we know, there has been a long lockdown, and people will travel less. And when people travel less, guess what happens? The earnings for both highways and also petrol station will drop. So the biggest, I guess, the highway operators in Malaysia is Plus. And if you look at the owners for Plus, it's both Khazanah and EPF. So should there be a drop in terms of people traveling north-south, or maybe from East Malaysia to West Malaysia, West Malaysia to East Malaysia, what will happen is the revenues for the toll operators would drop if people were to travel less. And when people travel less, revenues will drop. And let's look at the owners for Plus. It is both Khazanah and EPF. So if these two are owners, and if the revenues were to drop, and if earnings were to drop, guess what will happen to us? We, as I guess holders for EPF, maybe our returns from our EPF may drop. I'm not sure. So that is, I guess, just a very on the surface kind of analysis. The fourth trend which I noticed is that if we look at people and how they consume petrol has dropped. And guys, I want to tell you guys that there's one particular counter which dropped to I think five-year low, which is Petronas Dagangan. So if you guys are looking towards buying on low, I'm not saying Petronas Dagangan again. I have not done any research on this particular stock, but I just want to tell you guys, Petronas Dagangan went to a 5-year low, and then it kind of recovered a little bit. And as we know, Petronas Dagangan is their main owner is Petronas, and Petronas is one of the most profitable companies in Malaysia. So I guess that's my little roundup. Oh, last thing which I want to cover, I promise not to cover this, but I got a question with regards to whether one should invest in AirAsia, and I'm going to answer this question. I made a lot of episodes on this one. I guess if I were to simplify my answer, it would be this. Imagine I'm a business owner, and imagine you had a lot of money. And I ask you to invest in my business. The reason being, I have a lot of airplanes and I have a very high fixed cost. The first question you may ask me is, with the pandemic, how can I guarantee returns? With that, I would say no one will know what will happen in the future. So it's kind of risky, I think. And the second thing which I would like to say is, you may ask me, how confident I am for the overall operation of the company, since, as we know, AirAsia is moving towards their non-flight income. To that also, we can see that they are recording earnings, but it's not as high to circumvent the high fixed cost for the company. So if I were to ask you, if I had no company brand and I were to ask you to invest with me, would you kind of do it? So I think that's another way of looking at it, lah. So yeah. So with that, I would like to kind of thank you guys for joining another episode of The Funny Finance Guy. My name is Adnan Hasbi, and I'm just going to put on my Raya music. So, okay, with that, I would like to wish everyone Selamat Hari Raya, Maaf Zahir Batin, and please. I know I made some I think not so some not so accurate calls. I remembered covering gloves in February, and at that point in time, I thought it was overpriced. But look at it right now. I'm a very conservative analyst, as you can see. So I tend to kind of be very conservative in my calls. And I know on the upside, Perak Transit, the stock which I bought in one of the last episode, I bought it for 18 cents, and right now it's 27 cents. I don't know how many percent is that return, maybe, but it must be very high. So I'm gonna look into selling that particular stock in the upcoming episodes. I'm actually, my target price, my personal target price is maybe at this level already. So I'm gonna hype off this particular stock. Okay, guys, with that, we already done the Raya music, the cheesy little, the cheesy little episode. Just want to put more personality in all of these episodes. Finance can be a boring subject, so wanted to make it much more funner. Happy holiday, guys. We have another 2 more days. Rest up. Always hustle. Okay, so with that, take care, guys.